Let's see. Hi there, I'm Cary Ellis, author of the 21st Century Superhuman books. And today I have with me my friend Teddi Mulder. Teddi, hi, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm just fine, thanks.
And she's here with us on her phone. It's interesting. I named this, "If you build it, they will come." And what's really interesting is I feel kind of like Kevin Costner, you know, when he was out in the field of dreams and they said, "If you build it, they will come." And because of all the kind of stopping of communication that's gone on, the narrowing of the band of what's acceptable, the CENSORING, it's made it so that we have to be to move around in the media just to get these things out. So, Teddi, I'm so excited, and so today, what I want to announce is at noon Eastern time. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11 my time, which is Central Time. I'll be on our Twitch channel, which is 21stcenturysuperhuman.com. I'm sorry, Twitch channel, twitch.tv/21st Century Superhuman. And we will be talking about news and views with Alexander Rossol and with a lady named Lynn. Really good stuff. So each day, every day, we're doing broadcasting, and I'm using both YouTube and Twitch. And then I'm building up our BitChute channel and an Odyssey channel. If things are not too progressive, they're going into YouTube, but if they're kind of progressive conversations, they're going into Twitch and BitChute. So, Teddi, I want to be having you and I talk every morning almost, right?
Yes, we do.
And we've been friends for over 40 years. Like, how is that even possible, right?
I know. It's a miracle.
It is. We're kind of like family to each other. And we're also sort of like professional collaborators. You are on the 21st Century Superhuman books as contributor. You've been supportive of this process all along. There's some little segments in there written by you. And we together share this vision of helping the world be a better place. Do you want to share just a little bit your background and kind of how you got woken up many, many years ago? Just a really short little tidbit on it. And maybe a little about Nelly and teachings.
Yes. Well, I came in seeing light around things. I was at a very early age when I used to say to my mom, "Don't you see the light around that flower?" I called it like a sunshine when I was small. I said, "Don't you see the sunshine around that flower, Mom? Or don't you see the sunshine around the dog?"
Right.
And she said, "No, I don't, honey, but you can tell me about it." So I would tell her about what I saw around the trees or the aura around the trees. I didn't have a name called an aura, but I saw sunshines on everything. And I saw sunshines above people's head, and sometimes I would see colors. So she was very, very supportive of my process, and she would say, "Well, tell your grandma." My grandma was highly psychic, and so she would be understanding a little bit more even than my mother was. So I had a family that was very accepting. I was an only child, so I think they just accepted that I saw things that maybe they didn't, just like a dog would hear a whistle or a high pitch that a human wouldn't. So they were very accepted of that. And then as I unfolded, I studied all world religions in college and really got to know the words called aura or astral body or light body. And so that vernacular became a little bit more acceptable to who I was and how I was fitting in the world. I feel like I did life readings or soul readings for people that I didn't even know I was doing. They would say, "How do you know that?" And I didn't know how I knew it, but I knew it.
Right.
And then after my 3 children were born, I met Nelly, and she had written a book called Exploring the Mysteries of Life, and she was at the Unity Church here in Grand Rapids. And people had said to me, "You should go talk to Nelly. You should get a reading from Nelly and see where you were in your past lives." So I did. At 26, 27 years old, I found myself sitting in her living room with 12 other people that were just as interested in that pursuing of metaphysics as I was, and I studied with Nelly for the next, oh my goodness, probably 12 years.
Wow.
I was in and out of Nelly's life. So we went through the book. We went through teachings of the masters of the Far East. We went through a lot of metaphysical books. We went through Edgar Cayce's books. She did a lot of channelings from Hilarion, which brought more truth into our lives on just seamless going from one life to another, and how we brought forth things from those lifetimes to help us in this lifetime to be more awake. So
beautiful.
As far as being asleep in this life, not very, maybe those first 3 years. But again, I was probably more in the light than I was in my physical body.
I love the story you tell about Nelly, where when she would wave her hand, ectoplasm would come off her hand because she was so plugged into multiple dimensions.
Yes.
So
and the other thing that happened,
go ahead. Yep.
Cary, was she used to turn gold in front of us. There was a curtain in back of her, and she had a podium in front of her, and she would teach us. And then I would look at her, and it looked like I could look right through her. She was just all golden, and I would say to Nelly after her lecture, I said, you turned all gold again. She said, well, that's not me. That's just pulling in the light.
That is really cool. Well, I have my husband here, and you have your housemate, Sharon, there. And
yes.
You and I, when we talk every morning, I mean, my husband has said to me so many times, Cary, you've got to let other people hear yours and Teddy's conversations because they're so good. And you and I both have spent many, many years in the alternative health world, and you do client services, have done client services with people. You're originally trained as a physical therapist. I've run alternative health centers multiple times and healed my broken arm, which you were part of in around 1981 with body electronics in a matter of 3 hours that doctors want to do surgery and put 2 pins in. So we have a long history together, and one of the things we exchange information about every day is what we're doing healthfully, how we're making food that day, how we're helping some person work on improving their health. And so we want to make these conversations. My husband calls us the temple priestesses. And the temple, I don't know, is that what you call us, babe? Directors. The temple directors, that's what he calls us. And and we have this bank of knowledge, which is so great. And because we're able to bounce it back and forth with each other, it really enriches our lives, and it helps us with what we can do and what we can share. And so we've kind of agreed that almost every morning, whatever days it works out, we'll start having these conversations. And we may have them on Twitch. I don't know if we'll have them on Facebook all the time. But what I want to say, I know I'm working in new mediums with Twitch, our BitChute channel. The channels are called 21st Century Superhuman, and a blockchain platform called Odyssey, and all these will be listed on the front of my website. So if you will just take 10 minutes one day and go join each of these sites and follow our channel, what's really cool is every time we do something, they will send you a notification. And if you're out and about on your phone, you can pop it on. If you happen to be at your computer, you can pop it on. And so we'll probably be talking about this time every day. And we just want to invite you to join us because there is so much enrichment needed for our lives in these times of great change. We're living in this great shift of the ages. We are all being challenged in so many ways. And so everything we do and everything we talk about that's 21st century superhuman has to do with how to see ourselves as creators in this world, how to bring beauty, health, and well-being into our lives, and not to just subject ourselves to the scary things in the news. Like, how do we circumvent this? And so Teddi, I made yogurt last night. We hopped on the phone this morning, and you were telling me how you were preparing your day because you have a couple of girls coming out to do a little class with you. Tell me what you were, what were you fixing today to put together for that?
Yesterday, I put on Facebook the recipe for fire cider. Everybody's like, "Where's your recipe? Where's your?" It's fire season time.
And you know,
So
I
took that
originally
out
brought
yesterday.
fire cider to your house, and you said, "Oh, let's make
Yes.
this." And so we took
Yes.
everything off the
Yes.
label. And fire cider is so good. I was thinking when I saw you post your recipe, I was like, "Oh man, I want to make some of that." But where I am, it's hard to get apple juice or apple cider. So I'm going to see if I can
Sure.
figure out how. But go ahead and talk about that. So you're on Facebook. You are Theodora Mulder. If anybody
Yes.
wants to find you.
Sure. And I post recipes periodically. Staying healthy with the season seems to be a theme that clients say. It's like, help me stay healthy with the seasons. And what do we eat during the season? We have lots of farmers markets here, and I have a really big garden again this year. So when people want to make things, I say, come to the garden and pick it out. If you can't find it at the farmers market, yesterday we were talking about going around the yard and picking up peppermint and lemon balm, comfrey, and we were making a salve. So, it's like it's all out there. Nature has provided everything for our health and well-being. There was a chart here, if you remember, the electrovibrational rate of nourishment years ago that we had.
Yes, that's in book 4,
Yes.
A Body of the
Yes.
21st Century Superhuman
Yes.
series, which I'm just finishing the re-editing on. And I want you to go back to
Good.
the fire cider, too, because talking
Good.
about that is one of the things I'm talking about all the time is how do we keep our immune system healthy all the time? How
Right.
are we, like, I feel like every day we should be just consuming, like, I think to myself, man, if I have a bottle of fire cider in my fridge, I can just go take a swig of that. And it's like taking
Yes.
a bunch of medicinals. Literally, you look up garlic on and jalapenos on PubMed, and they talk about them being antiviral, antibacterial, antiparasitic.
Yes.
And
yes.
so we want.
It's
So
very true. And
share a little bit what's in the.
back to,
Yeah, go ahead. Vibrational rate of nourishment, and then tell us about the fire cider because it
the
just is
reason
delicious.
that I talk about talk about electrovibrational rate of nourishment is because everything is a frequency.
Yes.
We know that foods are frequency. We know what thoughts are frequency. I go back to that. Everything is in a frequency. So everything you put in your body is going to affect your frequency or your immune system, however you want to put it. But we want to eat higher up on that food chain and fresh and raw fruits and vegetables as much as possible.
Yes.
Making things out of the elixirs of fruits and vegetables is really great. So it's like, think about everything is in a frequency, everything is in a vibration, and eat accordingly to that.
Yes.
So as far as what is in fire cider.
And it's so tasty. Really, really good.
I have a kombucha recipe out this morning, too. We're going to start that. Now that it's a little cooler, we can start with the kombucha.
Nice. And what are you making for the girls for today that are coming to your little class?
We're making lentil soup with potatoes out of the garden, carrots out of the garden, celery, and bok choy.
And last night I made yogurt. The person who rents our little apartment actually brought fresh cow's milk from somebody in the area, and I put that on the stove and heated it up for 10 minutes to the boiling point, and then let it cool down and put it in the oven with towels wrapped around it with the yogurt starter. And this morning, oh my gosh, the yogurt is so good. It's sweet, it's light, and I believe we should be eating cultured foods every day. And
yes,
so,
and we do a lot of fermented foods.
Yes, and I've actually taken that yogurt and hung it up in a muslin bag so that the water can drain out, and it will make like the tangy yogurt cheese. So, yeah, go ahead, though. I know I was giving you just time to look for the fire cider recipe.
Yeah, I do have it. I do. So we use 1 quart of apple cider, and then we use 1/4 of a cup of the apple cider vinegar. I use Dr. Bragg's vinegar because it's active and has the mother in the bottom. So we use 1/4 of a cup of that, 2 tablespoons of local honey. That's according to taste. Other people like that. I use 1 lemon, and all I do is cut off the rind and take out the pits. So I use the whole lemon. And this is an optional. Some people like horseradish, some people don't. If you're really dealing with something like an upper respiratory, that grated horseradish is the best.
Nice.
Fresh ginger, we can get that readily. I use 1 or 2 small jalapeno peppers and either 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, whatever your taste can handle. And then I've been putting in 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder. People have told me the value of turmeric, so I've been putting that in this year.
So do you put this in the blender? Go ahead, finish the recipe.
It's just blend all ingredients in the blender, let it stand for 1 or 2 days before putting in the refrigerator, because that activates everything together. If you just leave it on the counter for a few days. Now, where you are in Mexico, Cary, it might be a little hot for a couple of days, but up here in Michigan, I mean, it's 70 this morning, but I would still leave it on the counter for a couple of days.
Actually, I got up this morning and it has finally cooled off a little bit. So that's really nice. So it's kind of maybe even similar to what you are, maybe 74 or something like that. So it'd be perfect, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
And so you let it sit out for 2 days, and the fact that the vinegar's in there helps keep it so that it doesn't go sour.
It does.
But it also kind of goes through its own percolation, blending, melding process, which is really cool.
My goal is not to taste any one thing. So
Alchemy.
When I blend it like that, and I say and I blend it, I say to Sharon, "Can you taste this garlic? Can you taste anything?" No, it's all blended perfectly. It's like, okay, that's my goal.
Nice.
To not have anything stand out. That everything like blends so perfectly. So. Yep, that's our fire cider recipe for the fall.
Perfect. Well, listen, I'm so excited that you came on with me this morning, and we're going to start doing this every day. The other thing I did was I soaked garbanzos last night, and I have them cooking on the stove this morning. So I always soak. That's a heartier food, but it's something that my husband loves, and we make hummus, and we use them in salads. And so I always soak them first because that kind of starts the sprouting process, and then I cook them for a couple of hours. So we're excited about that. Yes. Did you soak your lentils last night?
We did. We have orange lentils, yellow lentils, and green lentils. And we like the orange ones better because they're small and they cook up better. So we just soaked them overnight and drained off the water, get rid of the enzyme inhibitor out of them.
Yes.
And then we started over this morning. So that's good.
Perfect. Well, we're also involved in an environment where there's CBD being produced, and you live in a couple of legal states, and so we want to be talking about that some. We'll be doing that some, and so some days we'll do this on Facebook, and I think other days we'll do it on Twitch. And I want to just thank you. This is so exciting. I love talking with you every day, and we talk about such cool things that enrich our lives, and I'd like to help let our conversations enrich other people's lives too. So
absolutely.
I just want to remind everybody, please come and join our new channels and our new production areas. The links will be on our website, 21stcenturysuperhuman.com. And you can also get on our email list at our website, become a free member, and join our inner circle. And we look forward to seeing you every day as we grow these things. Remember, if you build it, they will come. And we are here building new earth. We are here building lives that are focused in our health and well-being, our joy, our creativity, and our love for life in this world. So I want to remind everybody, breathe, smile, and love. And Teddi, do you have any final words, final thought for the day?
Well, I was putting our little things together for my ladies this afternoon, and one of my Mother Teresa quotes popped out, and it says, "It's not how much we give, it's how much love we put into our giving." Mother Teresa.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, thank you so much. All right. And we shall see you soon. Thanks for being here with me, and everybody have an awesome day. Again, breathe. Smile and love, and come and see us at 21stcenturysuperhuman.com. Okay, bye-bye. Yes, thank you. Bye.